Get started here. What do you say, folks? All right, we're going to call the meeting to order, and we're going to start with the pledges of allegiance. Start with the I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God and indivisible. Okay, welcome to the Montgomery Economic Development Corporation regular meeting for July 15th. It is 6 o'clock, and we have a quorum, I believe. Yes, Arnett, Carol, Casey, and myself. We're going to open it up for a public forum. Ms. Secretary, has anybody offered to speak today? No, sir. Nobody signed up? Okay, then we'll just go ahead and move past items number 3 and 4, if that's okay?
No.
Pardon me?
You can't go past them.
No, you have to do the public hearing.
You've got to have the public hearing.
Oh, I'm saying, but we don't have anybody to speak.
It doesn't matter.
The forum is a citizens' comment section, but the public hearing still has to be.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah, all right. So we're leading to a public hearing. I'm sorry, you're right. I don't know what I was thinking. For the production of a short form video documentary, corporate profile and commercial segment to be used for the promotion of tourism and economic development of the city.
All the time.
And the time is 6:01. And we're ending the public hearing.
You're entering.
Oh, we're entering the public hearing at 6:01. So.
I missed the meeting where the presentation was. Can you kind of update a little bit, or you want to wait until we go in?
If we can, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll give you the highlight of everything at that point. So there's no one to speak, so should we close the public hearing at 6:02? And we'll close the public hearing on item number 3 at 6:02. Item number 4, we're opening a public hearing at 6:02 to convene for the purchase of .2458 acres of land located at the Montgomery Town Site 03, Block 16. This is open for public comment. Do we have anyone here to comment? No? Okay.
I have a question. What did we end up with the final price on that?
230.
230. Okay.
Yeah. So nobody to comment? Okay, then we will close the public comments at 6:03 and move on to our regular agenda item. Ms. Secretary, is that okay? Can we move on? Okay, here we go. All right, item number 5, consideration possible action, resolution on the Montgomery Economic Development Corporation approving the project and expenditure for the production of video promotional material with Pioneer Production Services. Ms. Carroll?
Yes, sir.
This is a production company that is managed by Dennis Quaid, the actor Dennis Quaid. It's a documentary. It's going to be a short form documentary about the city of Montgomery, highlighting all the businesses and also education, the public education system that we have here. It's an award-winning education system. The documentary goes out to about 67 million households, and it comes in it takes about 6 weeks to produce, and then it is shown throughout the next year on public access television throughout the country. And then after that, during that time, we're able to use it for our own marketing purposes as well. It'll feature Dennis Quaid, the actor, who will be talking about the benefits of coming to Montgomery and doing business in the city of Montgomery and bringing kids and families to this area. So, yeah, that's kind of is that enough or in a nutshell?
So the content of the video is basically just telling how great the city is and how great to live is.
Yeah, and then it'll go out and interview different businesses throughout the community, downtown community as well as others. And probably, maybe even, I think they're planning to go to the new CTE building and highlight the career technical education as well. I haven't seen, it hasn't been scripted yet because we haven't approved it, but their focus is education and business.
And so that's $29,300.
Right, includes all their production costs as well as, putting them up and flying them here, and it's pretty much been it's an all-inclusive kind of deal,
There's nothing to be mentioned about the pioneers.
Well, I'm sure you're talking about the history of the city. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're going to. I mean, Dennis Quaid's a big Texas guy, and he's born and raised here in Texas, and so what they did was it's not just Texas. They search all over the country, and they look for up and coming communities, and so they interviewed us. Both Sarah Countryman and myself were interviewed. And they interviewed us to see if we would, we were candidates for this documentary, and we were chosen. So that's why we put it out a few meetings ago. And has it gone through city council yet?
No.
Okay, so after this, it would go to city. Okay, yeah. So we just would need a motion to approve the expenditure, and then we would send it to city council, who I assume is ready to push forward with it.
Yes, and the proposed resolution for this is 2025-01.
I do have one
Yes.
comment to just make you all aware of. This is marketing and promotion.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask about. What's our limit on marketing and promotion?
10% of your budget.
Right.
So timing-wise, depending on when this takes place, if it is in next year's budget, that's going to significantly impact what you can do with the remainder of the money, for example, in quality of life, because this 30,000 is going to go against the 89,000.
Okay, so Marion, if we, as long as we sign the production agreement, it doesn't have to be paid for, it will be paid for at the same time, so it'd definitely be before October.
So my understanding when the agreement is signed, the full amount is due upfront.
Right.
So it's due like within 2 weeks of signing. I'm just not sure where we are at.
In addition to that, I spoke to the city attorney about that, and he didn't recommend this being signed until it did pass through the 2 readings, because if it goes to council, which is scheduled to go to the first reading for July 22nd on city council, it's got to go through 2 council readings, and then it has a 60-day waiting period. At any time, a citizen can come up and say that they want to challenge this, which would take this to the voters. You don't want to sign a contract that's going to be challenged and then lock you in on having to pay something that can't be paid for.
When
Okay.
does that 60-day window start? Is it at the
Today.
first reading or
Today.
Today with the opening and closing of the public hearing.
Okay.
So that puts us into mid-September?
September.
Well, I think, we, by the skin of our chinny chin chin, right, if we get it in this year's budget, but if it goes to next year's budget, it would impact it.
Unless nobody challenges, correct?
Yeah, as long as nobody challenges.
So, yeah, as long as nobody challenges, but, the biggest thing is that only 10% of your budget can be spent on marketing and promotion. And so, current year, that will put you right at your 10%. Because we do have some savings in that quality of life, area, but, we've got a little bit more revenue than we anticipated, so you'll be okay in this year. I just wanted you to be aware that if it pushes to next year, that will have a significant change on
Okay.
what would be available.
So the goal would be to get it in council straight away, and
It's already scheduled for the July 22nd meeting.
thank you, Ms. Bevan. Okay. All right, well, then it's just a matter of deciding if we want to push it forward.
Wonder whatever happened to a video or a film or something that MEDC paid for a few years ago?
Well, I
Casey,
don't-
you
no,
remember?
I don't
I've
know.
never.
You weren't
I do have a question about the rights of this video. Once it's run for a year or whatever, we paid for it. Is it ours?
Yeah, we own the rights to the
For
video.
forever?
We actually own, as soon as it's completed, we have.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we
we
get to keep it?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't have to pay royalties?
No, no royalties or anything like that. It's a good question, though. Yeah. So it's just, I mean, if you were to go out and have a production company do this on your own, it'd be twice that amount. Plus, you'd have to write the scripts and do all the different production that that's required to put together
And
something
you
like
wouldn't get
that.
Dennis Quaid.
You're not going to get Dennis Quaid for that price. I've reviewed several of the videos that they've already done, and it's very impressive. It's first class, first quality, And he does the opening to it, so you'll see. I mean, he's on camera talking about it, so I think that carries a lot of, especially being such a Texas icon, and an amazing actor. But he carries a lot of. He's got a lot of following, pretty good sized following. So that's where we're at. So we would need to entertain a motion to push forward, and then we let City Council take it from here.
I'll make a motion that Montgomery Economic Development Corporation approve a project and expenditures for the production of video promotional material with Pioneer Production Service LLC.
I second.
It's been motioned and seconded that we push forward and recommend the approval of the resolution as presented for the expenditure of the production of video promotional material with Pioneer Production Services. It's amendable, debatable, but requires a majority vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, it's been passed. Okay, we'll push on to the next item in our agenda, which is item number 6, consideration of possible action on the resolution of the Montgomery Economic Development Corporation approving a project and expenditure for the purchase of 0.2458 acres of land located at Montgomery Town Site 03, Block 16 in Montgomery, Texas. Let me look real quick. Do we have any comments on that?
For the record, I just wanted to indicate this is resolution number, the proposed resolution 2025-02.
Say that again?
The proposed resolution is 2025-02.
Okay. Okay, so the proposed resolution 02. Okay, I see. All right. All right, so the resolution is number 2025. Is that 20 or 10?
25-2.
Year 2025-02 is the second one.
Oh, mine
So
it just says XX here.
no.
That's correct. That's why I said proposed.
So anytime we call them resolutions, we have to number them like she's doing.
Okay.
So next meeting, if we have one, it might be 3, 5.
Yeah, we haven't done too many resolutions.
No, we don't.
Okay, it's mostly on the city council side, okay.
Yes,
All
I don't
right,
assign it until it's adopted because you may cancel this one, and that's why I call it proposed, because the next one in line would then be proposed if it didn't get adopted.
understood, okay. So in this resolution, we're just looking to adopt the amount and everything that's in the resolution. Should I read the resolution, or is it?
No, you read the resolution and caption when you read it. This resolution is just to authorize for the expenditures of the purchase.
Okay,
It's granting it for MEDC to proceed forward.
okay, yeah. Marianne, are we comfortable with that expenditure with respect to it's a non-budgeted item? Is it a surplus item?
So you have the surplus funds, but we also have a projected surplus in this year's budget. So the biggest thing at this point is to get get your approval and council's approval on it, and then we'll come back with a budget amendment if it's needed. Right now it's not needed because the surplus is, you're still within your parameters.
Okay.
So,
Very good. Okay, so,
It's slated for the July 22nd city council meeting,
okay,
depending.
depending on how we end up today. All right, so we would need a motion to accept the resolution as written, to push it forward to city council.
I make a motion to accept the resolution to purchase 0.245 acres of land located at Montgomery Town Site 03, Block 16 in Montgomery County, Texas for $230,000.
Second. So it's been motioned and seconded that we accept the resolution as presented. This resolution, or this motion is amendable and debatable, but requires a majority vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, ayes carry it. The motion passes. All right, we will go to the next item on the agenda, which is, I believe, the minutes. Just one second. All right, item number 7 is consideration of possible action on the regular meeting minutes for June 17th, 2025. And does anybody have any comments regarding the meeting agenda minutes? Yes, no, maybe? No? Okay, we can accept it or open it up for a motion.
Make a motion that we accept the regular meetings for June the 17th, 2025.
Any seconds?
I second.
Okay, it's been motioned by Arnett, seconded by Casey, that we accept the regular meeting minutes for the MEDC for the meeting that took place on June 17th, 2025. This motion is amendable and debatable, requires a majority vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, so the motion carries. Next, item number 8 is consideration possible action on the request for the non-budgeted purchase of 6 tablets for the MEDC Commission members. I think, Casey, you were the only one that opted out, correct? Okay. So basically, all the technology that we have has been antiquated for quite some time. In fact, I've never even received any technology from the city that would separate my, and it's important that we keep city business on a separate and individual laptop. And so what we're asking for is for the EDC to fund these laptops. They'll be good for quite some time. Surface Pro laptops, we found quite a good deal on Amazon, I believe.
Yes, I was tasked with I got a quote from our OCS IT company, and then I also went to Amazon as well. I looked into Ms. Langley's unit, which is currently having issues, and with that being said, I looked at something that had a little bit larger RAM than what she currently has, and this quote is based off of that because right now PowerPoints are having issues on hers because it can't handle the PowerPoint software to open up the PDFs, or not PowerPoints, but the PDFs, my apologies, on her unit as it is because it's not large enough to support it. So I looked at one a little bigger. So with that being said, I got a quote from the IT company for $8,300, and then I went to Amazon and I got the quote at $5,300.
Wow.
And that also includes, either platform includes a case and a keyboard. And that would also, the setup of these units would fall under our current IT contract to set them up if I do them kind of in a staggered platform. If you wanted to do the $7,000 just in case, if we needed to have a little bit more room for Councilman Olson to have the unit, then we would have that for an extra.
Okay. Councilman Olson, he's good with what he's got. So is everybody else okay with pushing forward? So what we would need, I believe, is a motion to approve the expenditure not to exceed.
Now, is that 53, are we tax exempt?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So would we just approve the 5,300, or would you say up to 7,000 like we
I would
originally?
say up to, because you never know between now and then.
Yeah, I mean,
It doesn't change.
anything could happen, yeah. All right, so we would need a motion to approve up to $7,000 expenditure for the purchase of laptops for the board members. Is, anybody want to make that motion? Arnett?
I'll make a motion that we approve the $7,000 for purchase of tablets for MEDC commission members.
It's been seconded by who?
I'll second.
Okay, so Carol has seconded. So it has been motioned and seconded that we approve the budget, the non-budgeted purchase of 6 tablets for the EDC commission members. It's amendable, debatable. It requires a majority vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? So the motion passes. I just want to do this because I haven't got to do that yet. Got to keep it fun, right? All right, so we are going to be, consideration of possible action to approve the MEDC fiscal year 2026 annual budget. Staff recommends we approve the budget. It's, we did a workshop last year. It feels like a year ago. It was only a week ago. Last week, which most everyone, I believe, was here for the most part. Was everybody here?
No, I won't.
No.
No? Okay. Anyway, Miss Mary Ann, the floor is yours.
All right, so this is the proposed budget. We did have a workshop last week. The only thing that is different in tonight's version than what you all were presenting last week is the change that you asked on the second page here for the expenses. Line 16, we removed the $200,000 under the transfer to capital and added that down below into the downtown development.
Yes.
So that is the only change from the workshop to this evening. And again, this is a proposed budget. So we did bring this to council last night at council workshop. They were
Okay with it?
good. We talked about the fact that that line, that transfer capital was being taken out and put into this downtown development. They were good with that. So what you approved tonight on the proposed will become a part of the proposed budget that will be posted, brought to council, I think it's August 12th, and then will be posted on the website following that for the 30-day period, and then it will be adopted and adopted in September and then effective April 10th.
Perfect. Okay. So I've looked it over. It looks exactly like what we discussed last week. Thank you, Mary Ann, for being so good about taking care of that. So we would just need a motion to approve the budget as proposed and then send it to council for final approval and, of course, the 30-day waiting period. Anybody?
I'll make a motion to approve the MEDC fiscal year 2026 proposed annual budget.
Second.
So it's been motioned and seconded that we approve the fiscal year 2026 MEDC budget. It is amendable and debatable, but requires a majority vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, so the ayes carried. The budget has been approved for the fiscal year 2026 annual budget. Okay, final item on the agenda is item number 10. We are going to get an update on the wayfinding project from Ms. Tilly. Tilly, over to Tilly.
All right. So, 3 good news. First one being, I think I've let you all know, TechStat did say okay to the, how did they say it? The locations and the mounting systems for the wayfinding signs.
Yay.
They just asked to look at what the signs would look like and what they say. They just wanted to get that information.
Of course.
As for the county, we have an easement agreement that we could sign, or an improvements agreement with the county, and they are also okay with the signs on the county.
That is great news, Tilly.
Agreements. All right. The better news, I know that it
Yeah, I haven't been able to swallow since then. Yeah. It chokes us pretty good.
They sent an actual invoice with the breakdown quantities, again, the fabrication and the installation, and it went to 1.171 million, or 1.172, rounded up.
I still think we're gonna be-
It's still high, however, I told him that we were sad that it was high. He said, where's that email? He sent me an email saying that we can work together and look through each one of those signs, and they feel very confident that they would be able to reduce that project cost without losing any of the quality of the product and based on what Merge had designed in there. He said that they could possibly and confidently be as low as $900,000 in range.
Okay. Well, that gets us closer to where we wanted to be.
Yes. So I was
Okay.
hoping that board member Lundin would be able to meet with me. I think he's the one who said that we could go through each one of the signs, make sure what they're going to say, what they're going to look like, and if it still stands the way or the locations that we want it at, then that way we can solidify exactly what it states in here, and
Okay.
then modifications have to be made to the code. And we're almost
Well,
there.
well, we are almost there. Well, first off, thank you, Tilly, for going the extra mile. I know it's been quite an uphill battle to get us to this point. But I think the citizens of Montgomery are going to be eternally grateful, and of course, the visitors are definitely going to be grateful for the wayfinding sign project, and it's going to make our city stand out like it never has before. So that's incredibly good news. And I know the longer we wait, the more the prices go up, so we probably need to get rocking and rolling sooner than later. So,
I have a question.
yes.
What is the rules on putting it to bid? Sealed bid?
Well, they did that through the buy board, so you don't have to.
Yeah, I understand we don't have to, but our price still sucks. I know you did it, it's come way down and I love you for it, but to me, it's still 250,000 too high. So I think we should bid it out.
What's the process for bidding it out? Is it?
Just post it in the paper.
It's posted in the paper, and we give a time that we are, so say we give it 30 days to advertise it out. I would put it on CivCast to look to see if we can get something back from it. You can possibly post it on TMO if I'm not mistaken. We wait the 30 days, we open up any bids that come in, and we review to see whether or not we want to accept them.
Well, we're not going to make any big decisions between now and the next meeting anyway, so it might behoove us to at least try to get a better number.
It won't hurt us to try to bid it out.
Ms. Tilly, can I make a suggestion? I'm sorry.
I mean, we have this guy, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it might make you mad, but at the end of the day, a dollar's a dollar, and that's what they do, they make money. So let's bid it out and let's see if we can get competitive here, because I just don't think
What do you
900,000 is a competitive price.
Yeah, well, if you can bid it out, we should, based on the criteria what you got now, you can bid it out, ask for more. You might get more at a lower rate.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think what Tilly asked for was everything.
Everything? Okay.
So, yeah.
This was the total, all three
Yeah.
cases that
Okay.
were originally broken out, this is the total.
Yeah.
The goal was to try to get this to the finish line and without any further delay, but the price went up significantly, which choked us at the budget meeting last week when we spoke. So what does the rest of the board
Well,
think?
wasn't the total that Merge had estimated, wasn't that about 850?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we're close. We're not far off from where we originally were.
Should board member Lundin and I go through this list again, and maybe any of the quantities might have changed?
I think that's not a bad idea. That's a really good starting. Yeah, maybe trim it down just a little bit would help too, if we want to meet that number. The point is that if we're going to bounce into next year's budget if we keep going too far on this, right? Yeah. And we
I
have.
mean, but it doesn't really matter. Really much. We have surplus, we carry it over, we spend it next year, we spend it now.
Okay, gotcha. Well, if it's up to you guys. What do you think?
What did Sarah tell you last night
She
about?
said that there's a vendor downtown that has built signs for other cities they're the the city signs, and she said she could do it for a much, much more reasonable price than what they were talking. So.
Okay.
Did she mention it to you?
She was,
Okay.
yeah, I told her to
Okay.
get with Miss Tilly. Because
Okay.
you were handling
We might-
everything, so.
Check that person out.
I mean,
So I do have a question. You said you had to send the information to TxDOT and they approved what you proposed to them for what the signs and the structure of the material. So can this person that you're speaking?
Well, I don't know, you have to talk to them, right? Like, just like the bids and anything else, they'd have to match up, or, apples to
Right.
apples. You have to get apples to apples to be equal, so.
I mean, if we're being prudent, it's probably good to get the best bang for the buck that we can for the for
Yeah,
for
I'd
the
rather,
citizens, yeah.
yeah. I know
Yeah.
this is taking a long time, but it's still, I'm in no hurry to spend an extra $100,000 if we don't have to.
Yeah, we're not changing
You know?
the size itself, so what DOT done approved, it shouldn't take another approval process.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't kick the can down another 3 or 4 months, I think that's fine to get competing bids. I hate having one bid anyway. It's never a good idea to have just one bid, especially on a project this size.
Yep.
Any thoughts on it, Brent? You think we,
I mean, you could potentially reach out to others if you wanted to have 3 or 4 different bids to look at. You could go to other vendors within the system too.
okay,
Okay, and that's what I'm looking for, just for competitive bidding, and just see what it'll bring back, right?
is that something that would be handled,
Yeah, it doesn't.
Ms.
I
Tilly?
mean, she already has everything prepared.
Okay.
It'd be just a matter of a submittal.
Pushing it out and getting a number? Maybe we would be able to make a decision by next month, you think, possibly? Ish?
Maybe.
How long does it take to get these things back, Tilly?
I have to go back and call each one of the contractors and see if they're able to do this, for installation or fabrication and installation. Want at least 2 more?
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I know you've done a ton of work on this thing. I'd like to get it to the I'm so ready to get it to the finish line, but I don't disagree with Casey that it's still well above what we had originally agreed to pay. So maybe we can get a little bit better deal, I mean, if we're talking pennies, it's not worth stepping over dollars to pick up pennies, but if it's significant, then maybe it's worth at least giving it a little more time.
Yeah.
And we'll
Just tell my budget is 500,000.
Yeah,
So-
maybe we should let you do the negotiating, yeah.
We may not get that in this current budget if you're wanting to do this.
I-
Because once you get your 3 quotes, then we have to do a resolution to authorize the project. Then it's got to go to council for 2 readings. It's got to wait the 60-day period. It's got to do the public hearing through this board. So once you get, you're not even ready to. So the quicker method would be for Ms. Tilly to go through one of the governmental by board programs that are already vetted to be the most cost effective for government entities. And then once you guys settle on that vendor, then this process that we just did tonight where you had a public hearing and you had a resolution, I then begin that process on this project.
So you're suggesting that we just go through the government,
Yeah, the ones that Brent was talking about, where she can just
Right.
resubmit in the system,
Okay.
right?
would that be okay, Ms. Tilly? Okay. All right, is everybody in favor of moving that direction? Where are you going?
Bathroom.
Hey, that's what that camp, there's a camp. Anyway,
No.
anyway,
We have I clean up
Ms. Tilly, I know it's a little extra work, but if it satisfies the full board, I think it'd be a good idea to, let's just get 2 more bids and see if we can come to a decision on this by hopefully soon. Okay? All right, we're close, we're very close. I'm grateful, thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you.
Jeff, can I go? I make a resolution that I now go to the restroom. All those in favor? Aye, okay. All those opposed? No! Well, now we don't have a quorum, we can't close out the meeting, can we? Maybe we can.
Pause for a moment.
All right, we will pause. Who wants to do the Jeopardy song? Doo, doo, doo. All right, anyway. So much for, okay, we are,
You move to number 11
I will, okay.
in case.
All right, so we are going to move to number 11 on the closing agenda, which is items to consider for placement on future agendas. Of course, I believe, do you have anything that you'd want to add for future agenda? How about you, Casey?
No.
The only thing I'd like to add is hopefully an update on the wayfinding for future agendas. And then item number 12 is to adjourn, but we can't adjourn without a majority. So
Oh, I do have one, I guess. So I know WGA, we don't try to get them here all the time, but are we looking for an engineering update for the downtown McCollum project
that's a great question.
for August?
Would you like them to come and give you one?
Well, I don't, if they don't have anything to update, there's no point in them coming, but if they have some information, because that's what we're waiting on is an engineering update, because they had to go back to the drawing board with the new information for the tar of the Montgomery
Right.
Steakhouse and then the drive-through or whatever.
They do have a little update, you can probably,
If
they
they
gave
got,
it to me the other day, just
okay, and they may be farther along too in August, I don't know, but I'd like to know just where we are because we're gonna be pushing the line to get that started by January.
yeah, that's what they're trying, February more likely, but
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big project, Miss Bevan, can we add that update, whether written or verbal? Okay, so item number 12, if there's no other comments, item number 12 is,
I have a comment.
yes.
I know it's been kind of the elephant in the room for a long time, but I really think the city and these boards should take a more proactive position in helping some of the property owners clean up some of the place, particularly where we talk about spending millions of dollars for projects. I don't think, Ms. Tilly, what are the rules on buildings not being up to code? What is the policy on that? Because it's unfortunate, a lot of it is on the north end of town, and people don't want to touch that. But I think it's a way you can approach a person in a proactive way to just get them to start thinking about it. So it's called reverse psychology. You got to get them to thinking about the property because we can't pull millions of dollars into the city. You got city limits in 4 different directions and nothing is being done. It's just like putting a Band-Aid on a cut that needs sutures. You know, you got to ask the question, what can we do to help you to start them to thinking it's an issue? Because I've tried buying distressed properties here and trying to fix them myself, but at point, these people are stakeholders, they pay taxes, so some of this money that we got in MDC, but it got to go to a dumpster. I know we tried those programs, but for crying out loud, we just can't sit back and say, well, here, town center, we're going to put these $1 million in. You look at less than 50 yards down the road, you got this eyesore.
What's the process and what's the whole, I mean, do they not want their property improved?
No. The thing about it, they think it's okay because nobody said anything.
Ah, got it.
That's the problem. Nobody can come take your property or red tag it, but just ask the question. Let us got to go out and say, listen, guess what? Don't call Cousin Junebug and say, listen, this is what we got to do. But if you're not answering a simple question, nothing can never be done.
So what do you suggest?
So just what I said, somebody got to contact these property owners and say, listen, this is what we got to do. Not to mention that, I think we can further rezone further north and south if we get our act together here. Montgomery is bigger than town center. Montgomery is bigger than this property we paid $230,000 for. It's Montgomery as a whole in all 4 directions. Many years ago, when I was on planning and zoning, we talked about a thoroughfare project. You know, so I think that it's a lot to be done, but I think proactively we trying to appease people because you're going to have pissed off people regardless. Okay? So I think if we with the wayfinding signs is fine, But we can't put a $900 sign in bushes and hedges and tear down houses. That don't make sense. So I just think at the whole, we got to look at the people in the middle, which is us, and just be proactive. Say, listen, we all are citizens here. This is what we got to do. How can we help you? Okay. So if that question is never asked, nothing will never be done. You know.
I have talked to a few of those property owners. They do not feel that there's anything wrong with their property. There are violations out there.
Okay.
And if we want to push those violations, the key is, I send out a notice of violation. They don't have the money to either clean up or fix up their property. Let's say that we clean up their property. We pay for that. That bill goes to that property owner. They can't pay the bill for cleaning it up. Now we put a lien on their property. They won't be able to pay off that lien either. That lien continues to accumulate, and it sits on that property until they decide to sell it, and now there's that lien that's held over that property. Now they can't let it go.
Okay. Well.
It turns into the city's property.
Well, I clearly understand that, and I just think as a municipality, you know, you have to set, you can't circumvent the rules because the person feels a certain way. You have to say, this is how it is. It's A through Z, not A and Z, the ABCs. It's the whole gamut of the ABCs. So, granted, I understand that, and we're not trying to scare anyone, but I just know for a fact that if they know the parameters of what's happening with this house that's sitting here, or wherever, if it is even houses here in town, on Carolina, on some of these streets here that need some attention. It's not only the north side of town.
So
I just-
Arnett, couldn't we put together a list of what improvements would bring them up to code?
There are a lot.
Well, the reason I ask that is because
Required to bring them up to code.
there might be folks willing to either to sponsor that or our faith community come together and work on it as a project.
At what point do you say that one is
More
worse
worthy than the other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, because there's several of them?
Yeah,
If
there's
they're-
a mile of them. There's literally a mile of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
If they're
And it's
not
just a road, that's not counting,
livable,
like you said,
If it's not
that's
livable, it
roads,
is-
that's sporadic.
if they're not livable and no one's living in it, because I know from working up here, people think that it's livable and it's really not when you try to do the codes and everything. But if there's no one living in it and it's not livable, are they not willing to tear it down?
Well, I know in Conroe, the properties that's in question, and people, you ask them, do you want it salvage it or tear it down? Well, they say, I ain't got the money to tear it down. Well, MEDC, we got money here. I think probably $20,000 can take care of 4, 5, 6 different houses. You get the right contract in to do it, you know? But we're not making no headway by not doing it. So I'm just saying, it's kind of like defeating your whole purpose for its beautification. You know, when you got a person coming from Bentwater, anywhere through town, anywhere in town, and you got these outsourcers here, you know, so I just think the money got to be spent in a more efficient manner. The projects are fine, I'm all for them, you know, but I think that you got to take care of the bigger
Got to
problem.
clean up both sides of the aisle.
Yeah, you got to do it, yeah.
So Arnett, what do you propose we do then? Do you want to put I mean,
I'm proposing the question be asked first, and you might be surprised how much action and traction you get. But if a letter and the question being asked, say, well, listen, just give them the parameters of what could happen. We say we're going to do it. If you just put the parameters of what could happen if you don't comply, we won't have to do it. You'll see things start happening. Even if for 3 people, and we repeat that process but we can't sit on our fists and be afraid of what people gonna say, because right now in this meeting, they gonna say something about the wayfinding sign. What are we spending that money for? You know, so we can't be afraid from that stand. I done heard it from both perspectives. I heard from both sides, you know?
So what,
So we probably need to approach the city council with that and start.
that's what I'm thinking, yeah, that's a city
EDC
council.
money wouldn't be able to be spent on that, but city council could put in action, you know, let's start enforcing those.
Yeah.
So here's a question, the properties, especially the properties that nobody lives on. right?
Yeah.
Would they be incentivized if we rezoned it? So if it was an area that we could rezone it to commercial where they could actually make some money and go buy a house somewhere else, would that be incentivized to actually have them move on?
Well, it might. Remember, Ornette, when zoning went in, they were all, property owners were concerned if they got rezoned commercial, their taxes would go
Oh,
up.
absolutely, they're going.
Well, the only time it goes up
It's when they sell it.
It's when
is
they sell it.
if
Yeah.
somebody builds on it,
Improve
it.
a commercial
Yeah.
building.
But that was a misunderstanding that
They
they had.
didn't understand it, so, oh, no, none of that was on
But again, to
commercial.
Ornette's point, if we educate them and say, look,
That's true.
you know, we're willing to rezone some of these properties because they are in good commercial areas.
Right,
It allows that property owner to actually make a decent, not an income, but a decent profit on
Yeah.
this property. So
Right.
it incentivizes them to do something different.
I think that's a
Tear it
much-
down,
yeah.
rezone it, get you some money, go, and we'll do something else with it.
Yeah, well, when I was on planning and zoning, I approached several people, including my family and some more people. I got probably 4 properties rezoned commercial, you know, because my vision, I seen what was happening. And I tried to educate them the best I could, and I'm still talking to different people, but I just think that if we approach it and still, and put it out there and say, this what could happen. We said we're gonna do it, but if they don't see anything, they're not gonna do anything. So, and when I say they, I mean people in general.
Right.
You know, I mean,
It's just the public.
yeah. I mean, I've been orange all my life. I don't see color, so I mean, that's funny, guys. What's left? I've been orange all my life.
Try not to offend anybody, especially Carol.
But I mean,
She does have red hair,
there's
you
some
gotta be
properties we
careful.
wouldn't be able to do that with because, like you said, there's some breakdown in the middle of town that we can't rezone, right? They just are what they are. But if they're in a location where we can, we should at least leave it open as an option.
But even with all the development we got coming here, let's ask for reinvestment in the community. Let's ask for 20 grand from each company that come. Or you would not, well, it would be an issue to do it because they come in here, they want the city to clean up too. You know, I'm just saying that if we never ask the question, we'll still be in this old poor is me situation.
But isn't this really a city council thing? This is not an EDC. I can see what you're saying about us participating in.
Well, city council asked us for the funds anyway, so.
yeah,
And they always do. Yeah.
But-
that's the way it works.
But you know, that's
We would
fine
get
when it comes to that, but we need, if you want to make a push, let's go to city council and are asked to have something, we can't ask to have something put on the city council agenda, can we?
Sure you can.
Yes, you can.
Can't we?
Yeah.
Maybe we should ask for that to be put on the city council to either look at rezoning or enforcing.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at a plan that's common and you want to put more of an informational letter out there, how many days are you going to give that person to decide, okay, I have this information, what am I going to do with it?
Give them 6 months to a year.
Yeah, I was gonna say 180 to a year,
Yeah,
You get to give them a,
yeah,
because they have,
They don't have to digest.
Give me-
Give
yeah, 6 months to a year.
the problem with a lot of that property is this person doesn't
Heirs,
really
yeah.
own it.
That's right.
Grandma left it to
That's right.
everybody, and so there's like 5 or 6.
I've seen the list.
They need time
Owners.
to get it,
They come together and say, here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, Brother D may get up and walk.
yeah, remember?
But there are some properties where one or two will not
They won't budge.
They will not do it.
Because the carrot is not in front of them to do it. As long as they're telling
And
you,
then the carrot is being, proposing to rezone the property.
no, the carrot is giving them a letter and giving them parameters of this is what's gonna happen. As long as you're talking to them, they need it in writing.
Sounds more like a stick, but.
It's a little of both.
I've
Eat the
given them
carrot.
the right.
Carrot stick, yeah.
But people get very, very upset.
Well, red tag it.
They feel that it's a,
Well, red tag it.
that's, okay.
We, again,
Make the news now.
again, we just trying to put some type of mechanism in place, because if you ask them, people and talking to them and never done it, they need to know that Miss Tilly walks real hard and she knows what she wants, you know. But anyway, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I've asked people about helping them as well, and so
You know,
one of those things.
I think Arne's correct. If we don't at least push it a little bit more, nothing's never going to happen. And that area is going to be commercial at some point down the road, whether we like it or not. So maybe we give them an opportunity to improve their property, or see, maybe hey, send a survey out and say, improve or rezone, you know, where do you think you're going to, and then give them an opportunity to have some skin in the game. You catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar.
And everybody down there get a water bill. Put it in water bill.
Put it in their water bill,
Yeah, put the letter in.
the kind of notice
Yeah.
of nuisances.
Again, we're not trying to,
Violations.
we not, I'm a part of this great
Or the
community.
survey
Yeah,
Yeah, survey might be good too.
in the water bill.
yeah.
Or just put a link in there where people can fill out a survey quickly.
Oh,
online.
they're not gonna do that.
Nobody does
No.
surveys online?
Carol,
Yeah.
Arnett, you know these families, y'all been here, know these
We
families,
know everybody.
right? Can we just go talk to them?
Well, no, I think the letter, official letter,
Or Ned can't talk to him
No.
because
No.
he just wants to buy them out.
that's right. You heard that before, yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Or just wants my land.
that's exactly what it's gonna be.
So,
Oh, yeah.
I'll put a flyer together.
Yeah.
Can we start with a flyer?
Yeah,
Okay. I already have a draft of one.
yeah.
I can start.
So
Good.
I'm with it, but I want to be incognito.
we'll send you to the bathroom when the letter goes out.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, but I just think it's got to be addressed, and I mean.
You're right about that, though. I hadn't, we make this pretty wayfinding sign.
But what I'm saying is, the city as a whole ought to want that, versus you right here in Jim's, you right here in town, and you go less than 100 yards, and you got this issue. They're going, are these people retarded or what? What's going on?
Yeah, they need to clean their spots up here.
Yeah.
All right, so,
There's different issues, then you have the nuisance standards, and then you have the building standards commission. You don't have a vacant building ordinance. There are a lot of cities that have vacant buildings ordinances that would guide how they can have a vacant building.
We
So
have
that's
a-
whole nother,
We have a squatters ordinance, is that what that is? She put in something with vacancies and squatting, and that didn't have anything to do with vacancies?
not for vacant buildings.
can't,
Because there's,
How
there's
long?
some cities that handle them by registering vacant buildings, different categories of vacant buildings. Vacant
If you make
buildings
it
that are just,
dangerous, you can
yeah,
do something.
there's some that are just vacant because
Right.
no one's occupying it, and then there's the ones that turn into the dangerous buildings.
Yeah.
But then that would be like the substandard buildings. And that is a whole nother process of the inspectors having to go in, make a recommendation to city council. City council has to do, I believe there's public hearing and there's notification before city council can do anything with substandard buildings.
Our building official, he could probably help us with an ordinance for vacancies, yeah? Can we put that on the city agenda, city council agenda for a conversation with him about updating our ordinances to include vacant buildings?
Should be easy. We adopt
We could probably add to the
a lot of
substandard.
ordinance, so. We adopt a lot of ordinance, that shouldn't be hard to adopt.
No, it wouldn't be hard to adopt for us, we just don't have one, so if he would, basically write us up best practices, and then we'd adopt that, right?
It could be added to the substandard buildings.
Yeah.
Ordinance.
Yeah.
That would-
Like you said, you can go pull it from other cities and say, this is good, let's use this, right? So,
That would make your job a little easier too, because you don't have
Well-
much enforcement capability right now.
Well, I guess my whole thing is that you got a person that's building a building and beautifying it, but you hold them these kind of standards to make sure it's a certain way. Then you got this house that's less than a block down the road, it's falling down, and it's okay with it, nothing ever done. So the guy that's building the building, let me build it. Do it better than this one versus taking me through all these hurdles. You know?
Well, the key with the hurdles is the historic preservation district.
Yeah.
Those are the strict guidelines for design and construction in the
Yeah.
historic preservation district. Some people forget that there is that historic part where their house is, and they don't understand why they have to be
Right.
set to a higher standard than the others.
my biggest concern about any of this, we spoke before.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Is just, I come from nowhere, nothing and nowhere. So I don't want us to be the city that's, I don't want any implication or even the feeling of that we're trying to take something away from someone.
Right.
Right? Even if we red tag it or whatever, at no point do I ever want, we're taking it. No, we're not. We're just not gonna do that.
Well, okay, so we should get in front of council, and there's a lot of things that were discussed here. Maybe you should go to a council meeting.
Well, you know how shy I am.
I know you don't like to get in front of people and talk. I've seen you dancing in the aisles at church.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Tilly, for
Thank you.
giving us a little
Thank
extra.
you.
Thank you, Arnett, for bringing that to light. You're right. There's a lot that we can do there. All right, so we'll entertain a motion to adjourn if there's no other discussion.
I'll make a motion to
Ms.
adjourn.
Carroll's made a motion to adjourn. It's been seconded by Arnett. It's amendable, debatable, requires a majority vote. The time is 6:57, and we are adjourned.